Jonathan MacDonald Van Ness. Born March 28, 1987. Also commonly referred to by his initials, JVN. Is an American hairdresser, podcast host, activist, actor, author, and television personality. He is best known as the grooming expert on the Netflix series Queer Eye. For his work on the web series parody Game of Thrones, and for hosting the Getting Curious with Jonathan Van Ness podcast. Early life. Jonathan Van Ness was born March 28, 1987, and raised in Quincy, Illinois. Van Ness said he comes from a family of journalists, being the sixth generation of his family-owned newspaper. This refers to broadcast and newspaper conglomerate Quincy Media and the company's local flagship newspaper, the Herald-Whig. Van Ness' mother is the vice president of Quincy Media, and he is a descendant of the Oakley family, which has controlled the company since the 1890s. Openly gay throughout his life, Van Ness experienced bullying for his femininity and natural flamboyance, and received death threats. He endured years of judgment, ridicule, and trauma. Of the time, Van Ness said, "Growing up I definitely put on every nail polish, every heel, every scarf. I definitely had my mom's knockoff Hermes scarves in my hair and around my waist. Those were my skirts. And I loved it. But when I was really young, I had really femme-shamey, gender-shamey reactions. When I would dress like that, when I would play with those things, I knew it needed to be behind closed doors." Although always comfortable in his own skin, he says it did take some time to navigate other people's reactions. In response to the bullying, he used humor as a coping mechanism, and relied on a small group of close friends for support. Years later, in the late 2010s, he realized he was gender non-conforming and non-binary. When he was younger, he was sexually abused by an older boy at church, and Van Ness said this laid the foundation for self-destructive behaviors. In his early teens, he used online chat to socialize with, and sometimes meet older men for sex. He was the first male cheerleader at Quincy Senior High School and continued cheerleading in college at the University of Arizona, where he majored in political science. 1 month in his initial semester at college, he used up his monthly allowance on cocaine and, too embarrassed to ask his parents for funds, turned to sex work. His addictions to sex and drugs increased to also include methamphetamine. His grades fell and he lost his cheerleading scholarship. He dropped out after 1 semester to pursue hairstyling. Van Ness trained at the Aveda Institute in Minneapolis. After graduating, he worked in Arizona for 5 years, before moving to Los Angeles, California, in 2009. Career. In Los Angeles, Van Ness found a job as a personal assistant at Sally Hershberger Salon. One day in 2012, at age 25, he fainted in the salon while doing highlights for a client's hair. Later at a clinic, he found out he was HIV positive. He used the revelation to get clean from drug use and publicly shared his story, saying, "I want people to realize you're never too broken to be fixed." He currently works at Mojo Hair and Style Salon, both in Los Angeles, which he co-founded with Monique Northrop of Art Salon in New York City. Media. In 2013, while dressing the hair of friend Erin Gibson, who worked for the comedy syndicate Funny or Die, Van Ness was asked by Gibson to perform his recap of a Game of Thrones episode for Funny or Die, which became the Game of Thrones web series. Van Ness was nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Short-Form Variety Series in 2018 for Game of Thrones. Since 2015, Van Ness has hosted the weekly podcast Getting Curious with Jonathan Van Ness. His podcast took off upon the airing of the first Queer Eye episode. Van Ness currently stars as the grooming expert on the Netflix revival of Queer Eye. Books. Van Ness memoir, Over the Top: A Raw Journey to Self-Love, was published in October 2019. His memoir discusses his past and how it helped sculpt his future. In 2020, Van Ness released a picture book titled Peanut Goes for the Gold. It tells the story of a non-binary guinea pig named Peanut and their adventures as a rhythmic gymnastics prodigy. Peanut is inspired by Jonathan's own childhood pet. Personal life. Van Ness is non-binary. Although Van Ness has stated a preference for using the pronouns he, him, he has also used she, her and they, them interchangeably. Van Ness currently works in Los Angeles and New York City. He has psoriasis, a chronic skin condition, and advises clients on skincare. In 2019, he came out as HIV positive. On September 25, 2019, Van Ness announced his endorsement of Elizabeth Warren for president in 2020 based upon healthcare being a human right. On June 23, 2020, Van Ness and Queer Eye co-star Bobby Burke praised recent U.S. Supreme Court decisions that ruled that LGBT employment discrimination was a violation of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Van Ness described the ruling as a great step in the right direction. However, both of them still urged the United States Congress to pass the proposed Equality Act. In December 2020, Van Ness revealed that he had married his partner, Mark Peacock, earlier that year. Bibliography. Over the Top: A Raw Journey to Self-Love. 2019. Peanut Goes for the Gold. 2020. Filmography. Television and web. Films. Music videos. Awards and honors. 2018 nominated for Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Short-Form Variety Series for Game of Thrones. 2019 winner for Goodreads Choice Award for Memoir and Autobiography for Over the Top: A Raw Journey to Self-Love. 2019 winner of iHeartRadio Podcast Award for Best LGBTQ Podcast for his podcast Getting Curious with Jonathan Van Ness. 2019 winner of Critics' Choice Award for Male Star of the Year. References. External links. Official website. Jonathan Van Ness at IMDb. Jonathan Van Ness on Twitter. Jonathan Van Ness on Instagram.